Hi, my name is Tiffany Tyson. I'm with Revelation Knowledge, and this is my third attempt to make this video. Why did I say that I believe this year I spiritually married myself? So, I posted some pictures, some birthday pics yesterday, I think, from November 9th was my birthday. And in the caption on the pictures, I said that I believed that I had spiritually married myself, and I talked about God giving me more wisdom and something else, but just how I believe that God was telling me or showing me that this had this symbolic meaning. So, to take you back into why I believe that this was what God was saying to me at this time, I want to go back a year ago. It could be 2 years ago, possibly, but it's definitely a year ago or more. So, I went to the store. Actually, it was a store I hadn't been to before. I went to the store looking for some shorts. It was summertime, and I wasn't gonna spend a lot of money because I don't really spend a lot of money on clothes and things like that. But I just needed some shorts. So, so I go to the store to get some shorts, and I see this dress, and I'm like drawn to this dress. And so I try the dress on, and it fits me perfect, which is not always something that happens. I have to go through so many things. That's why I don't like shopping. Just go through a lot of clothes to find clothes that actually fit. A way that I like and would want to wear. So, I tried on this dress, and it just fit me perfectly. And while I'm looking at myself in the mirror as I'm trying to dress on, I'm having this conversation in my head, and I was thinking like, I would get married in this dress. I was thinking like, I really like this dress. I really like how it's fitting me. And, I'm not the type of person that, would have to spend a whole bunch of money on a wedding, if I didn't have it like that. Now, I mean, if I have it like that, let's go crazy. But, if not, I could still have a wonderful wedding, and could just be very like frugal about it. But I was thinking, I was kind of like having thoughts of me on the beach getting married in this dress as I was trying it on. And so I was like, okay, I bought the dress, even though that's not what I came in there for, but I just had to have this dress. So, fast forward, the dress sat in my closet all this time, and I had never found any place, to wear it. And especially now since it's a pandemic, I've just been, in isolation. Just, you know, I'm already a person that doesn't mind, um, being, alone or to myself. So, but this is a bit much. But um, so the dress had been sitting in my closet. So the day before my birthday, November 8th, my cousin called me and asked for my little son to come over and play with her son. So I was like, sure. I mean, it was out of the blue. So I was just gonna throw on something, and she only lives like down the street. So I was just gonna throw on something because actually I woke up and was doing some things around the house, and I had already gotten him ready, but I wasn't ready. Okay. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna throw on something and go and take him over there. But I felt the spirit say, no, just put on this shirt. I think I had just saw something. I don't know if it was an ad on YouTube or something, but this lady had on a shirt that was similar to a shirt that I have. It's a black shirt, and it has a sheer top to it, and the arms are sheer. And so this is like 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, uh, Lord, that's like a after eight dress. That's not a dress you just wake. I mean not dress, but a shirt. This is not a shirt you just, wake up and put on, and go about your day. It's like a dinner shirt or something like that. But so after I tried on a couple other things, trying to not to wear this, because I'm like, that just look weird. Like I'm gonna just go over to my cousin's house looking like I'm dressed to go to the with a club shirt on. Nah. so, so I tried on some other things though, and it didn't work. So I'm like, let me just go ahead and put on this shirt, okay, and go and take him over there. So I get ready and I put on a shirt, and I'm feeling good about it. Even though I thought it was gonna be weird, I ended up having a really good day. So the next day, that was my birthday. I feel like that was the Lord getting me ready for what He was gonna say to me on my birthday. So on my birthday, I heard the Lord say, now this is 11 o'clock in the morning or something like that. It could have been 9 o'clock. It might have been even 9 o'clock in the morning. Um, I felt the Lord tell me, if you haven't seen the dress, or the pictures, I took some pictures. That's a whole nother story. Maybe I'll talk about that too. But if you haven't seen the dress, look me up on Facebook. The dress is on there, or Facebook is Tiffany Tyson, or Revelation Knowledge Inc. And on Instagram it's Rev No. Yeah, so you can look at the pictures of this dress, so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. But so so it's like 9 in the morning, I think, because I woke up really early on my birthday, and I heard the Lord saying for me to put on that dress. And I'm thinking, like, why would I put on that dress? Because, first of all, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. I got a 3-year-old. He's going to, I'm not even, don't even have plans to go anywhere this early. I probably was just going to end up going out to dinner, but that was, with my kids. But that was going to be, like, much later on, probably about 6 or 7. So I'm like, why would I put on this dress? For it to get dirty, or, my son to be touching me with peanut butter on his hands or something, just so I was just like, this is not something I would usually do. But I don't know, I felt led to do it by the Lord. So I just said, let me just not worry about that and just put on the dress. So I put on the dress, and I was mindful of, I did things a little bit more carefully. But what's funny? My son still painted. Usually he wakes up in the morning and he paints for a little bit. So he still painted everything. Still went. I still cleaned up around the house, but I'm cleaning up around the house in this dress, and it's my birthday, so I'm feeling special. And so I felt the Lord talking to me that day. Oh, what's so funny? This happened too. So when I go to drop my son off at my cousin's house, so I was telling her about, I don't remember if this was no, I don't think this is when I dropped him off. I think this is when I came to pick him up that we had this conversation. I was telling her about this guy who I had been texting back and forth with, right? And so we had been texting each other, and I knew that it wasn't, I didn't think that it was going anywhere, because of course, like, I have been watching Tony Gaskins, and I know, through Tony Gaskins, if somebody's just always texting you and don't really take the time to call you, or don't call you a lot, that that means that they are not really all that into you, right? So, and I have a couple guys that do that. A couple guys that were just like, would just like DM me or stuff, and then just want to like check in every week or 2 weeks with with a little conversation. So I was just kind of letting it, I really wasn't tripping. I was just like, even if it's not anything, serious, it's just having a conversation, getting to know somebody, and whatever. So anyway, I mentioned this to my cousin when I went to drop when I went to pick up my son, and she was like, "Yeah, ain't nobody got time for that." And then when she said that, something happened in my spirit. Like, I was like, I had that thought too. Like, wait a minute. And after she said that, I was in the car driving, and I felt the Lord tell me. He was like, if you valued yourself, you need to. You don't have time to waste. Okay. What's funny is a couple of other guys who's DM me, I already just had tried to. Well, I attempted to cut this other guy off who was just like DMing me every now and then. I'm like, you know what? I really, don't have time for this. Then another one came, and I kind of got sucked into the cycle again. And, God was telling me, like, you got too much stuff to do. If you know that this is not, you don't have time to be spending time on things that you know are not going to be productive, or it's showing you have, that it's not producing. Okay, you have other things to do. And so I felt the Lord tell me that if I loved myself enough, I would not be okay with somebody wasting my time. Um, and that, he was beginning to talk to me about, this is a year when you're going to learn how to love yourself so much that it just doesn't matter. Like, you will not be, um, people will not be able to hurt you. I know I'm kind of rambling. I'm trying to pull from the spirit to kind of, relay what I was hearing from the Lord. But he was just saying, basically, this whole time before this, your life has been about your kids. Like, you spent years where everything was about your kids. You didn't date. You didn't really have a so-called plan for your life written down. You didn't know where you wanted to go. All you wanted to do at that time was be the best mom that you could be. That was the only thing you were clear about. Um, then you come to find out that, guess what? You can't make your life all about somebody else, because that's a losing battle. Because you can't, number one, control anybody else's life. Your kids have to have their own life, and you have to have a life apart from them. You have to do what is best for you. You can't just continue to make it about other people and neglect, what you need for yourself. So, like, right before this also happened, I began to, listen to music again, because I had gotten to a space where I kind of was just like not really listening to music, not really taking baths, and I had started exercising, but since like at the gym, but since the pandemic hit, I hadn't been able to exercise at the gym. So it's like all the things that I was doing before, I kind of had like fell off on doing them, some of the things. So, and plus I have my son here all the time since he's not going to school because of the pandemic. So, I feel like I had kind of just got into a rut, but I felt the Lord telling me, like, I am breaking those. I'm breaking those negative attachments, or like your mindset towards things. Yes, you should, be a great parent, but you should not neglect what you need. You shouldn't. Your life can't be all about someone else. And so anyway, the Lord was just speaking to me about how this year you're going to learn how to put yourself first. And if that means that maybe your kids is upset, um, you know, then so be it. If that means that you can't DM people because you can't waste your time if they ain't on the right thing, or if they not, about that business, they ain't about that life, I can't sit and just be, um, stalled, because if what I say I want is a real love, then, and I know this person ain't giving it to me, then it's time to hurry up and get gone. You don't have no time. And I got so many other things. Then God started taking me back about writing the vision again. And so just going back to my vision and refining it and starting to work on it again. And I'm getting a gust of energy and a breath of wind to do that. And God was telling me, before you're suitable for anybody else, you have to love yourself so much that you raise the bar for whoever else will come in and love you. You have to, if they can't match, the love, if they can't match the time, if they can't match the positivity, if they can't match the, the hustle and the vision, if they can't match these things and they're not coming with this, and you got to carry stuff, and you just have to learn and love yourself enough to just say, no, I can't give you that much. I can't give you more than what I give to myself. And so that's just that's just what it is. And so I'm also taking myself on a honeymoon, okay? Because this is about rededicating myself to the things that I want out of life. It's about rededicating myself to the needs that I have and putting those needs in the forefront, making those needs mandatory. Okay, everything else come later, but I'm gonna have what I need in order for me to be at my best. And so if anybody wants to, it's just setting in place what I want. And if anything is coming against it, it's gonna have to line up or it's gonna have to get gone. And that's okay. And being okay with the fact that I will have to say no to some people. Being okay with the fact that I won't be able to be around some people because I got to go. Okay? People have had enough time to show me where they are. And I just have to love myself enough to accept that, where they are and what they're capable of giving me, and being able to say, okay, well, I thank you for that, but that's not enough. Okay? And that's not what I want. So even though I can love you, that doesn't mean I have to be in a relationship with you. And that's not a bad thing. Just learning that that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing for me to get what I want. It's a good thing. It's the right thing. And I haven't been getting what I want for a long time. And that must stop. And so this year is about me setting the rules, me defining my life actively. I haven't really been doing that. And that's why I haven't been getting what I want. And so it's about me considering myself and and just being accountable to myself, holding myself to a high standard. And so I'm gonna wrap it up, but I just wanted to to explain that because I know sometimes when God shows me things prophetically, it can seem a little like weird or something like that. Some of the statements I may make, because if you make a statement but you haven't had a whole conversation so that people can understand, if they want to, or at least so that you can explain what you mean so that other people might be able to use this concept and use this knowledge or relate to, put words to what's going on in their life. Because a lot of times when how God works is when something is going on with one person, usually it's going on with the rest of the children of God in varying levels. So I just want to put this out there for the people. I believe that this is what God is doing. He's marrying us back to our purpose. He's marrying us back to ourself, and that calls for a journey of self exploration and finding out what do you want with your life, who you are, who am I? Because I can't really love myself unless I know who I am, what I want, what I like, what I don't like, and being bold enough to not worry about the consequences, but to stand up and say no. Okay, this what I want. Okay, and this what I'm gonna have. Okay, period. So I I'm thankful that God is always moving me. Oh, just to talk a little bit about Christ uses this analogy to understand his relationship with the church, his relationship with his children. Yes, you can marry other people, but you are married to Christ in the sense that you are one with Christ. And so this is just meaning that I am becoming one with myself. I am considering myself. I am taking an account of myself, and I am making myself autonomous, meaning whole. Like I'm not looking at what other people are doing to determine what I need to do, what I need to say, what I need to be. I'm trusting myself, and I'm making decisions based on the Holy Spirit and based on getting to know myself. So, I'm married, y'all. No, I'm just like I'm married. Um, um, and this is just parts of the steps of the journey for me of what God is doing in my life. And so I'm just here to share. I heard Creflo Dollar say something the other day, and I was knowing like I was believing that's true, that we need to share our lives. We're supposed to share our lives with each other. Because when every time God asks me to get on here, I'm like, what am I supposed to say? Okay, I don't know. But He is sending me words to just share your life, share what you're going through, and also I am a minister, so I'm gonna make another video where I'm talking about God. But look at this. That just reminded me of the other thing I wanted to mention in this video is that God also was blessing me that day. Like this is the beginning of favor. Like this is the beginning of favor for me, and I'm sure for a lot of other people of God. So while I'm on the beach taking my daughter, I had my kids, Miss Frugal, had my kids come and they were taking the pictures of me. My daughter was, and then my son was helping me with holding a mirror for lighting and things like that. So I appreciate them so much. Shout out to my kids. So, so we were out there on the beach taking these pictures, and when I first got on the beach, I noticed that there was a man there with like a very professional, camera and tripod and all that, and he's taking pictures of the sunset and stuff at the beach. So I just noticed that we went over there and was doing our thing, taking our pictures. So then he comes over to me and says, "Hey, well, would you mind?" Um, his name is Vincent. I can't. What's his name? I think on there is Soul Poet on like Facebook, or Instagram or something. So he did some wonderful pictures, and it was just like an impromptu thing. But he came over. He was like, "Do you mind if I take some pictures for you, or of you, or whatever?" I was like, "Be my guest, please. Thank you. Yes. Okay. Yes." In all caps. Come on and do it. So so he took those pictures of me, and I paid him a little bit, a little bit of money for his time and effort. But it wasn't nearly like, anything. It was what I could afford. So, so like I got a free photo shoot with professional quality photos, basically for nothing. Okay. Then we go to the restaurant for my birthday, and I ended up getting a free plate of wings. So my daughter made the comment to me. This was the part that I really loved. She was like, "Well," she was like, "Wow, mom, she said something like, you're just getting all of the freebies or something for your birthday." And she was like, "First the man come on the beach and want to take your pictures and give you great pictures, and now you get a free plate of wings." She was like, something like, "God is good." I don't remember her exactly words, but I noticed her noticing that God was giving me favor. And I believe God was telling me this is just the start, because when you get yourself together, when you know what you want, then it's coming. You have graduated to the level where you can be trusted to manage your life and your time effectively. And of course, I'm still learning. I'm still working it out, but I've graduated to another level in that. Where I understand what I want, what I need to focus on, and so I get a gold star. No, I'm just so yeah. But I was just so thankful for her having that revelation of seeing God doing something awesome for me on my birthday, because I know as kids, you want to see your mom taken care of, and as a mom, you want to see your kids recognizing God's work, and seeing how real God is. And so that was just a blessing for me, and God was telling me it's more to come, honey. Okay, I'm going to blow your mind. All you have to do is just be patient. So I'm about to I'm about to post after this another video, the about conquering your enemies. So you should look for that post after that. But I thank you all for watching. I pray that you were blessed by, and you kind of got a little bit more understanding of that. And I pray that we are all just in this season um, mindful of what God is doing, mindful of the things that are happening in the spirit, and understanding what does that mean for you. You can get closer, you can get more revelation by speaking in tongues. I don't speak in tongues as much as I would like to. occasionally, but I want to speak more because I know that that's where that prophetic gift comes from, where God, or one of the ways, one of the tools that you can use to kind of get in tune with the spirit a little bit more. But thank you everybody for watching. I pray God's biggest and biggest and best blessings over your life. Continue to be blessed and support me. Oh yeah, I mentioned this. Dang, I'm gonna change my cash app, but I'm gonna start asking. I did announce on one of my videos, my last video I did. It was talking about the fact that I'm running for school board, and I'm sure that's gonna take some money. I've never run for a public office, but if you want to help out with that effort, we gonna start early, okay? So I can get those signs and walk the canvas and do everything I need to do. So if you looking for, my platform is called Back to Basics, and what I want to do is have kids focus more on school and less on like the politics and the LGBTQ and the I don't know, just get back to, because actually I am a substitute teacher, and I have also a program that I do with kids, Lego Robotics. You're gonna see when that's my cash app, but I'm gonna change that for this purposes, this is what my cash app is. But so I work with kids. I've worked with kids in several different states. So I work with kids, and I've seen a lot of kids, and um, I've been astonished when I go to schools and I see that there's a lot of kids, especially black and brown kids, that are in a fifth grade class and they're reading on a third grade level, and so they're pulled into another group of kids. And I don't know how you could have been in school for 5 years and you or 6 years and you don't know the basics of reading, math, and you are on a third grade level. And I seen a lot of that. I did see that this particular teacher, um, she was like really dismissive to some of the brown kids, and what I've noticed even from my kids telling me stories about some of their teachers, that the teachers that are strict but also loving are the ones that I hear stories about. Like, they enjoy those classes because the teacher doesn't play. Usually these teachers are brown and they're women. No, but not all the time. But they are the ones who are going to, not all the time. I just want to say this. I've had some favorite teachers of mine who were Caucasian, who I remember, okay, and who I actually have seen again and I love, okay. But I just noticed in this case that this woman was not really, I seen how she responded when there were Caucasian children that asked questions and when there were children of other colors that asked questions. And I don't know, maybe it's these kids get on her nerves, some of these kids, but I don't know. And that could be possible too, that it just could be. But I did notice that half of her class was with kids who had a learning disabilities. So I don't know how you get a class where half your class and all of them was black, and this is in Shaker. Let me pull up the spot. So I don't know how that happens, but part of my thinking is that because of the fact that they are doing a lot of testing and they're just adding all this extra stuff, they don't really spend time on, like, you got to learn your times tables, you got to practice your addition, you need to do your spelling, you need to do your reading for this amount of time, and just building those fundamental blocks in. And I think people are worried about so many other things that school is not for. School is about math, science, social studies, writing, and you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so my platform is Back to the Basics, and I'm gonna need you all. If you want somebody in the school board that's like, we ain't putting these books in here talking about telling these little kids, like in California, that it's just a bunch of crazy stuff. Like they don't know that they could not like their body parts. They could not like the fact that they got breasts or they got a private, and then they could want another body part. Like, what do they have to do with anything? It's nonsense. Okay, and that's starting to come in. It has come to Cleveland Heights, and so uh, send me money because my video, I gotta wrap this up. My video is about to close. So it's cash $ Lego Robo. Okay. So whatever you can contribute, so that we can put somebody in there who got some nerve, that got the ability to say no, no, I don't care. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm not here for none of that. I'm here because kids need to not have a D. The school got a D on their report card. Okay, so there's a problem. Okay, so I'm not here to just go along and let things continue the way they are. I'm here to create positive change. And I'm here for us to get back to what's important and to stop all of this politicking and taking money for these grants that want to confuse our kids and just create a bunch of confusion. That's dead. So so it's Tiffany Tyson and parents. Let's get our kids. Let's have our kids back. Let's stop letting other people tell us that don't even have kids in a lot of instances tell us what to do with our kids. We know what's best for our kids. Okay, so let's act like it. Let's contribute because everything with a campaign, everything take money. We all know that. So I ain't saying you have to give me. Just give me what you can. Give what you can. Okay, and if we all do that, be a part of the campaign. If we all do what we can do, then we will get things done. All right.